and welcome to another edition of The Talent here on BCTV. My name is Maslan Greenberg, alongside Kyle Maslan. We're here to give you all the information and analysis that you need heading into this weekend. So we're going to start with BC football, a touchy subject here on campus this week because of the 49-0 loss last week against Virginia Tech. I know a lot of disgust on campus. I know a lot of people calling for certain people's jobs even, especially in the BC media. I want to get your take on what you thought about the loss last week and what you think going forward from here.
Well, this season's been very up and down. They start off in Ireland with a close loss that should have been a win if they had been a little cleaner on both sides of the ball, followed by a relatively strong showing against UMass, but UMass shouldn't be the benchmark. And then they go back to ACC competition and do not have nearly as good a showing as they had against Virginia Tech, getting dominated in every facet of the game by Virginia Tech. It was thoroughly embarrassing, and Adazio Nusos, we had actually a practice on Sunday, which is very unusual for college football teams to have no off day before practice, but they got their butts whooped, to quote Adazio, in every facet. Tolles was not good. The running game was not good. The catching game was not good. The defense, uncharacteristically, was very poor. I've never seen them give up 49 points. The most they ever gave up in my tenure here was the 31 to Clemson last year. But Virginia Tech is not Deshaun Watson and Clemson. So it was really just a debacle of a game.
No, absolutely. I agree. And I think that more than anything, it might have just exposed the coaching of BC, because last year we had Don Brown, who we see at Michigan this year doing great things with that defense. They look like a national contender this year. Whereas BC, we have essentially the same group of players on that defensive side, especially in that front seven with Strahan, Milano, and then John Johnson in the back, of course. And I think that the coaching might have got exposed this weekend in a 49-0 loss to Virginia Tech, who was one of the teams that you thought you could beat in the ACC this year. I mean, it does not mean good things for the Boston College football team moving forward in the season. This is really a depressing sort of thing as a Boston College fan like we are. We want to see good games. And of course, they're playing Wagner this weekend. And it should be a game they win. Do you think if they beat Wagner, Buffalo, they go into Clemson, what do you think is the mindset going forward? Do you think that BC has a chance to maybe still make a ruffle in the ACC this year and to improve? Or do you think that shellacking last Saturday just proved BC their program is in a bad state and couldn't even make it positive moving forward this year?
Well, obviously, the Virginia Tech was a shellacking, and it did prove that currently it's in a bad state. However, as long as you're kicking the ball off and you're playing the game, you always have a chance. That's what football is all about. Any given Sunday, or in college football, any given Saturday, anything can happen. You have massive upsets. You have FCS, although they're very good, North Dakota, beating 13th ranked Iowa. Anything can happen as long as you're playing the game and in between the white lines. So would I put money on Boston College to beat Clemson? No, I would not. But Wagner they should beat. Yeah, Buffalo they should beat.
It'll be a tough thing if they lose to Wagner or Buffalo. I mean, that will really put a damper on this season, even more so than the Virginia Tech loss did. So, Kyle, I wanted to get into some NFL talk as well, because there are some big games coming up this weekend. We started off on Thursday Night Football with the Patriots and Texans playing tonight. It's a huge game here in the New England area because the Patriots have their third-string quarterback, a rookie quarterback, the first time that Bill Belichick has started a rookie quarterback in maybe 20 years or something like that. So, what do you think about Jacoby Brissett and that Patriots offense heading into a tough Texans defense tonight on Thursday Night Football?
Well, it's obviously hard. The Texans have a great defense with J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, and their head coach is next Bill Belichick's disciple in Bill O'Brien. So that never makes it easy when you have someone who has a very good knowing of the Patriots system. However, if anybody can have a third-string quarterback come out and have a good game, it's Bill Belichick. People have seen that over time. Although one thing that would give me cause for pause as a Patriots fan, which I'm not, would be the fact that Belichick is really trying to have Garoppolo play. You hear behind the scenes that, Brady played through this. You don't want to be like Brady, right? He would play through this. But at the same time, I hear reports that he can't even put a shirt on. So when your young quarterback, is in that bad of a shape, you don't like hearing a coach trying to push and prod that much. However, I think Brissett, obviously a third-round pick, so he wasn't poorly thought of coming out of the draft. He's not a sixth-rounder or undrafted free agent. But don't be surprised if he goes a little tricky and tries having Julian Edelman throw a couple balls.
Right. I think that behind-the-scenes stuff is very hard to gauge. I mean, in the NFL media, everyone's trying to get as much information as they can to relate to the people. But I think that what we do know is that this is a totally different situation than when Jimmy Garoppolo started his first game against Arizona this year. Jimmy G was the starting quarterback for the Patriots, and they knew it going into the season. They had all of preseason, all of training camp to get him ready for that game, and of course to play Miami, which he lit up last week. With Jacoby Brissett, you had no idea this was coming. Obviously, Bill Belichick is one of the best adapters in the NFL, and of course, maybe the best coach of all time. But it's an incredibly hard task to bring in a rookie quarterback in his first game on a short week in which he didn't even know that he was going to be playing this on tonight against the Texans, against a good Texans defense. I think that the outcome of this game is going to tell a lot about not only the Patriots and Bill Belichick, but about that Texans team and whether they're a contender this year. So that's some great NFL talk here with Kyle Maslan. I think we've gotten to a lot of football talk going into this weekend. BC playing Wagner. Of course, 1 o'clock on Saturday, and the big matchups this weekend, starting with tonight, the Patriots and the Texans. So, Kyle Maslan, thanks for being here on The Talon.
My pleasure.
My name is Maslan Greenberg, and this is The Talon.